Tommy Johnson retained his place, and Mark Draper, back from suspension, is left on the substitutes bench. We join commentator John Helm in the first half.
And the chance is here now for Jobson to knock the ball in, and it's short. And then Cousins, terrific try, and Mark Bosnich having to leap to his left to prevent Andy Cousins from scoring for Leeds. Well, the first goal Andy Cousins ever scored for Leeds was in this competition against Notts County last season. That's a well-measured effort. So Lee Sharp with this free kick for Leeds, and Jobson came in, and there are chances here for Wallace, and it's off the bar. And Rod Wallace, extremely unfortunate not to have added to his recent goal glut. Jobson did well. Wallace, it didn't sit up for him, he dug it down into the ground, it bounced up and wrapped the crossbar, and Villa are extremely fortunate not to be behind in the game. On again to Wallace in his goal side of Ekihog, has to turn though, then tries to deliver it across there, and it's back into Ian Rush, and it's gone a foot wide, and still Ian Rush can't break the drought, but this is extremely good pressure from Leeds United. Up the middle from Bosnich, the flick on is from Yorke. Here's Johnson and Martin and Churchic again, and can he squeeze it through? Was he tripped? That's the bigger question. The referee says no, and I must admit my first reaction there was that Sasa Churchic should have been awarded a penalty. Brian Little can't believe it. I must admit, neither can I. Well, what a talking point. Johnson looked as though he might get in. Martin was down on the ground. Churchic's shot blocked. Jobson then, did he grab out at Churchic? It looked as though he did. No, he didn't. Well, Mr. Winter, I think, was right then on reflection. Sharp, deft little header down for Wallace. He's taken on by Ekihog and delivers a cross, and Gary Kelly comes to meet it, and Sharp puts the header over when he should have scored. Nelson shows his pace is racing forward. Tries to find right on the opposite flank, and he's successful in that. Back here for Townsend. Promising move this one from Villa, and here's Dwight Yorke straight at Martin. George Graham's moved down from the director's box to the bench. And the question is, can they hear him? I suspect not. Yorke. Churchic in some space. And Churchic will hit this one. Oh, it's a good try. And Sasa Churchic, I think, is at the base of the upright there as Martin was scuttling across to try and make the save. The Yugoslavian is unlucky, and now straight away at the other end it's Wallace, but there are a lot of claret and blues against him here, and Wallace, it comes back off him. Palmer, Kelly does well, still Kelly, decent looking cross, in comes Sharp. Weaving into the position again, it was curling in and just came off the base of the post. He really thought he'd broken the deadlock with that one. And still he can't register for Villa. And so it's Yorke for Villa. Well, they've not given Dwight Yorke much of a sight on goal tonight either. And Palmer's got it through here for Wallace, and he's onside and in the area. Now can he tie somebody up? Sharp! Goal for Leeds United! Superbly set up and superbly struck by Lee Sharp. Well, they haven't had that celebration very often. There was the ball that split Villa open. Here was Wallace, who sized up the situation, rolled it back perfectly, and the left boot of Lee Sharp does the rest. Good little scurrying piece of football from Wallace, the perfect setup and a crisp finish. So George Graham has something to celebrate. All sides are set to be vulnerable after a goal. So Leeds have some defending to do straight away. Churchic. And he's into the area, and this is Villa's chance in a similar situation, and it must be there from Taylor, and Villa are level straight away. How often does it happen? One side scores, they're still celebrating, the other team comes back, and Villa have had the perfect, swift response. Churchic, the one who tormented Leeds. He got wide of Ford, he pulled it back, almost a similar scenario to the one in which Wallace teed up sharp, and Taylor wraps in the equaliser for Villa. Churchic, so responsible, Jobson couldn't get it away. And Ian Taylor, just as he did at Wembley, scores against Leeds. Yes, he says, we're back in it. Both sides struggling to control the ball at the moment. Now there's a bit of space for Palmer. Lobs it up there, and Wallace says to Kelly, knock another decent cross in and we might get something else. And, oh, well, that was extraordinary. It was Lee Sharp. Rushers won it back. Lee Sharp fell into that, just as Rush stumbled there, and Ford has to try and win it. He does. Palmer. Sharp actually fell into the header, and it produced a save from Bosnich that he wasn't expecting to make. Now it's Dwight Yorke immediately at the other end, and Leeds are backpedaling, and Dwight Yorke, oh, penalty I think. Dwight Yorke was in the area, Beasley had come across, Mr Winter points to the spot, and Aston Villa, from having been a goal behind only moments ago, have the chance to go ahead. Yorke against Beasley into the area, clumsy challenge, penalty given. He was right on the white line as Beasley took him on, but Mr Winter had no doubts, and much as Beasley protests, the decision will stand inevitably. And so Dwight Yorke, so often the tormentor of Leeds over the last two seasons, can nudge Villa a little further the fourth round. It's Dwight Yorke. It's 2-1, and it was easily taken for a man who can chip him, as he proved against Sheffield United. Dwight Yorke can stroke him with the side foot as well. Beasley furious, and I've no doubt George Graham will be too. And that's the perfect way to take a penalty. It was almost bang dead centre, but it's 2-1. That's all that matters. And he's seen the tide turn. And this is good, skillful, intelligent work from Aston Villa. Just denying Leeds the ball. Content to knock it around. Leeds have to come and get it from them. Look at them hanging back, and here goes Johnson, and still Johnson, and that nearly finished it. One of the best moves of the night. Little liked it.
You face it was quite a scrap, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's always going to be difficult coming to Elland Road. Previous to that, we obviously beat them in the lead, and this is a total different competition. The Coca-Cola Cup is it's special. Something that we won last year, and obviously we want to defend it properly this year again, and we want to get to the final. But it's never going to be easy.